What's up, guys? Angry Manduke here, and what am I angry about? I notice on the internet that people don't know the difference between genetic modifying and selective reproduction. In other words, genetic modifying is actually going in and altering the DNA of a plant to, or really of anything, to give a desired result. Now, in the case of the genetic modifications that they're actually doing to plants, it's not a desirable result for us, the eaters. It is a desirable result for the farm owners and for Monsanto, the evil megalith company that is destroying the bee population and eventually going to kill everyone. They need to be brought down. But what they're doing is genetically modifying plants to be resistant to insecticides and herbicides, and then to actually produce insecticides on their own. Now, what the difference is selective breeding or selective reproduction is a matter of choosing the plant or animal that has the traits that you wish, and then, causing that one to reproduce, picking that one to reproduce. Say you have multiple plum trees in your backyard and you want to plant another one, you would pick the one that creates, on average, the sweetest fruit so that you can plant that one expecting it to give the sweetest fruit. Now, that's not actually what the industry does. What the industry does is picks whatever one gives the largest quantity of, and sometimes the largest fruit. So they don't actually care what it tastes like. They don't care about, the quality or, how long it stays ripe or any of that stuff. Although you might notice that genetically modified stuff doesn't ripen as quickly, doesn't spoil as quickly, and sometimes, it doesn't taste the same. It never tastes the same because taste isn't something that they give a shit about. So, selective breeding is how we came along with, bananas actually got there to where they are by selective breeding. Because we picked the sweet bananas or the big bananas, and, that's how we got plantains and all that stuff. That's all selective breeding. It's not necessarily all natural, but, it also doesn't create insecticides within its DNA. Now, there are genetically modified bananas, so maybe that's a bad example. But there are a lot of things that have been modified that way. Dog breeds. Dogs were never that, as many dog breeds as they are, that's how, they developed, was through selective breeding. They would pick the dog with the runt that had the pushed in face a little bit and breed it with another runt that had a pushed in face a little bit, hoping to get pushed in face dogs, and that's how we got boxers, that's how we got British bulldogs, that's how we got pugs, although they would take smaller and smaller runts in order to do that. So, but that's goes along the same way as our food system is going, is through either selective breeding or selective reproduction, or through genetic modification. Genetic modification is by no means good if and this isn't like an insecticide that you could wash off, because it's built into the actual cells of the plant. There's no way to get rid of it. So anyway, I hope you guys can tell the difference now. Maybe I help differentiate some things for you. Maybe not. I don't know. Thanks for watching. I'll check you out next time.